Hi, my name is Bob Cohan, and today we're going to tie a Pott's fly, FB Pott's fly. These are natural hair flies, but this is called a lady mite. I used to use this fly quite a bit. One of the reasons I'm able to tie this fly for you today is I was driving down the road the other day and I found a dead skunk in the road, and so I cut his tail off, and that's what you're going to build this fly off of, is his skunk tail. Now, FB Potts originally used a badger hair for the hackle, which I have, but they're so close in texture and color that you can tie the entire lady mite with just a skunk tail. I am going to use a little lighter thread than I used in the sandy mites, which was more of a orange floss. I just used to tie the lady mites with a little bit lighter floss. So we're going to get started here. Again, I've always tied my Pott's flies with a 3906 or a 3906B mustad hook because they have a wider throat on them. You can use whatever hook you desire, but that I was just wanted to let you know what I've been tying them on since the 60s. So we're going to start here. Come down the shank of the hook. One of the things I want to mention to you once again, when I do these videos, I like to mention this. This is a 6. Let me pull this so I can get it. This is a 6/0 thread. You want to use a little heavier thread like the 6/0 thread because you're going to want to pull this hair a little tighter, and the lighter threads have a tendency of break-offs. So we're going to tie in our floss. And then we're going to tie in our skunk tail. Now I've trimmed up some about 3.5 or 4 inches of skunk tail to tie in here. And again, we're going to tie this hair up the shank of the hook because we're going to use that hair to help make our bodies of this fly a little bit thicker. Now you want to leave room at the end of this shank, a little extra room, because these heads on these Pott's flies take up a lot of room because it's, you know, they're a natural hair, so you want to leave yourself enough room for that hair or that hackle. Now again, I'm not sure how FB Potts did it, but I have found over the years that if you split this bundle of hair into 2 bundles, it's going to make your life a lot easier. So you're going to take this first bundle of hair and start wrapping it to form your body. Now you want to form a body that is somewhat torpedo shaped because that's going to help your hackle. It's going to help spread that hackle out and give it a wider wake in the water as you skate it down the river. We're going to tie that off. And we're going to trim it here. Try and trim it here without cutting our bobbin off, which I hate to admit I'm famous for doing that. Old man eyes. Okay, now we've got a torpedo shaped on our fly. What we're going to do is we're going to take that second bundle of hair, just like we did on our sandy mite, and we're going to pull it over, and we're going to come under it with our floss, this bundle of hair. You're going to come under it with the floss, over the top, and you're going to kind of pull that tight. And then you're going to go over the body of the fly. So you're going to go under that bundle of hair, over the top of it, pull it tight, and take your bundle of hair over the body. And we're going to go under, over that hair, pull it tight, and then over the body. And we're going to continue that down the hook here. It's going to be interesting if you got fat little fingers like mine, trying to hold on to this hair when it gets a little bit shorter. So we're going to tie that off. And we're going to trim it. And we're going to take our floss here, and we're going to pull it tight and tie that off and trim it. And I'll show you here in just a second what that looks like. So there you have a nice weave, Pott's weave, going down the body of the fly. You can see. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a little bit of super glue and put it on this termination here. It ruggedizes the fly, makes it a little bit more durable. Plus, if you have old man eyes like me, once in a while you'll cut off the bobbin, and this keeps the fly from unraveling, so you can start tying again halfway through the fly. So anyway, we're going to take our skunk or our badger, whatever you decide to use. We're going to put it in a stacker so it's even. And then we're going to tie some of that hair in here. And kind of spread it out. And we're going to take another bundle of that hair and do the same thing. As I've mentioned in prior videos, Potts used to do it like a figure 8 with his hair. He'd put equal amounts of hair on both sides of the fly, tie them in with a figure 8, pull them back, and tie them in. But I've always done it this way. So for me it's easier to do it this way. Okay, now that's looking pretty good. And we're going to trim this off. This is where I get into the danger zone for cutting my bobbin off. All right. So we're going to start winding this head. And this is where that, again, where that torpedo-shaped body comes in handy, because it spreads out this hackle, which is what makes the wake in the water for you. And we're going to tie this off, which is a simple half hitch. You know, again, with these new glues, like the super glues, you don't need much of a, you don't need a whip finish or anything like that. Just a simple half hitch, because these glues really hold. They're really durable. So we're going to put a little bit of glue on there and wait for that to dry just a little bit. And we're going to put a second dose of glue on there. So we're going to pull this hair back, and we are going to cut this hackle off right on the back side of the hook. And you can see how that torpedo-shaped body flares out that hackle. I fish these mostly on a downstream swing, skipping them through the riffles, and they seem to be pretty darn productive at times. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope you continue to watch some of these flies that I tie, and I will be seeing you on the next go around. Thanks a bunch for watching.